Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Jane. Welcome as well. Today I'm going to give you 6 really easy tips to help you stop complaining so much. If you're a person that find yourself complaining all the time about basically everything, or if you know someone that's always complaining about everything, these tips will help you or help them to quit it. So let's get into it. Complaining can be very addictive, and it's a habit a lot of us have that is really difficult to break. But on the other hand, we learn that bottling up things inside is also really not good for us. So how do we find that balance? Not to complain too much and not to keep things inside that eats away at us. The first tip I would give you is for 48 hours to track exactly what you're complaining about and how much you're complaining. And when I say track, you can either write it down or you can make a mental note of it. Are all the things that you complain about the same thing? Do you spend more time complaining than fixing these things? The first step to fixing any problem we have is to become aware that we have this problem and why we are doing this thing. So that would be the first step. For 48 hours to track exactly what it is you're complaining about. Every time you catch yourself complaining, you write it down. Write down what you're complaining about and what are you doing to fix what you're complaining about. The second step is to realize that it is not a good idea to just stop, and usually that doesn't work either. So once you started to track your complaints and what you're complaining about, try to cut down on the things that you're complaining about. So take a step back. And if you notice that you're frequently complaining about the same things, then make a mental note to complain about that particular thing a little less through the day. So you can allow yourself time to vent and to rant about something, but mentally condition yourself or try to condition yourself to complain a little less about that particular thing. So let me give you an example. If you're at work and you have this colleague that is a complete idiot in the lunchroom and it really pisses you off, and you come home and you complain about it to your spouse or to your friends, deliberately try to not do that anymore or cut it back at least half, realizing that complaining to someone about the same thing all the time is also very annoying for that person. It's like, why are you not doing something about it? So catch yourself doing it and cut back a little less. I'm not saying you have to quit immediately, that never works, but cut back a little less on what you're complaining about to the people that you're complaining about the people that you're complaining about. The third tip is about accepting responsibility for the problem, for the issue, for the complaint. Because complaining can feel good at the moment, but it does nothing to solve the problem. So while it's good for your emotional well-being, it does nothing to change the issue at hand. It might be a better idea to use your energy that you're using for complaining to work on solving that thing that you're complaining about. So instead of going to the lunchroom every day and being completely annoyed by this colleague, maybe you should take your lunch in a park. So find ways to solve the problem instead of complaining about it. The fourth thing that might help you to stop complaining so much is to be less judgmental about others. It is good to take note that when you're complaining about, is it always about the other person or is it about you? That's one of the notes that you should make. So maybe you're upset about your colleague in the lunchroom, or maybe you're upset about your boss not taking notice of you, or maybe you're upset about something in your home, whatever the case may be. You never really know what the people around you are going through. once you start making an effort to stop judging others for their shortcomings, you'll end up feeling a lot less need to complain about them. The fifth tip that I can give you is always when you're complaining, try to add but into the sentence, into your rant. So, for example, you can say, it is so frustrating that I have to work so much hours in the week. But if you put but in your sentence, for example, it is so frustrating that I have to work so many hours in a week, but I'm really happy that I have a job, because there are many people that don't have a job right now. It could make you feel less like complaining and be more grateful. So try to put but more into a rant that you're having or a complaint that you're having. That will help you to complain less. And finally, what my mom always used to tell us is birds of a feather flock together. So I think usually people that complain look for other complainers to be with. So stay away from negative people, stay away from complainers. If you really be honest and you think about it, when you're complaining to somebody all the time, they're usually kind of person that would complain back to you. Like you'll say, well, so and so happened, and they say, yes, so and so happened, and you're back and forth complaining and complaining. So it is better to surround yourself with achievers, with positive people, with people that aren't so negative in their life. When you do that, you will feed off of more positive energy. You'll be a more positive person, a more happy person. You'll see the bright side of things more. And in general, you'll be complaining less. So those are the six tips that I can give you to start complaining less, or to help somebody that you know that complain an awful lot to complain less. Bear in mind there are lots more other tips that you can use, because you know yourself better than I do, or that you can share with a friend or a partner or spouse, because you're in a situation and you know better the kind of person they are and the advice that they would take. But those are the 6 things that I think that you can start with to start to complain less and be more positive. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, and right next to the subscribe button there's a little bell. Hit that and then you press all, so you'll see every time I upload a new video. So bye.